Hello, my name is Sarah Murphy. I'm a junior here at SFA, and this is my infographic video assignment. I will be providing you with an overview of my topic that I'll be discussing. But first, I wanted to say that I'm excited to explain to a new parent about the different phases your child goes through, but also the phases as a parent that you'll go through. To start off, I chose supporting children's growth and development because I want to work with children for my career, along with being a mother one day, hopefully. To start, I find this area of development fascinating because it happens so rapidly and it is crucial to support our children as they are growing and developing while they are in their cognitive stages, specifically, but also early adolescence and later adolescence, because this is where they are still very impressionable and what they see can and will influence their adult life. Parents should teach and guide their children as they navigate through their young lives. Parents are a great resource and advocate for these young children to really get a grasp of what they should have to look forward to, but also to look up to. So obviously, as your child grows, is no longer a baby, you're going to have to proactively adapt your parenting style a little bit, because the way you attend to a newborn is very different from the way you would attend to an 18-year-old. So when your child is first born, all the way until they're 2 years old, they're going to sleep a lot. Probably about 50% of their day they're sleeping. So when your child, when they're going to cry or when they cry and they whine, it's because they want their needs to be met. Since they're relatively helpless, they don't know how to verbalize their wants. They just know if they scream or they cry, you'll respond to their needs and you'll figure out what it is that they want. But also you need to adapt from that to when they're 2 to 5 years old, where they're able to verbalize themselves. Their understanding of using their senses has started. Every parent you'll hear stories of parents saying like, oh my goodness, my kid put their finger in an electric socket or something. So a lot of parents adapt and they put covers over that because they don't want their child, or they will put something on a tall shelf because they don't want their child to see or to touch it for obvious reasons, I'm sure. And you'll need to be, I feel, fairly hands-on in this stage because, like I said, your child is going to want to go everywhere, touch everything, and put stuff in their mouth too. But they're learning because they don't know cause and effect just yet, and so that's why they need you to teach them that. So, hey, don't do that because this and this and this will happen. That's very important to tell a child the reasoning behind it, because if you just say, hey, don't do that, it makes them want to do it even more. And as your child is at the age to start school, this may become a very culture shock to your child. This is the stage when you should be actively encouraging your child along with pursuing a relationship with them, since school is a difficult adjustment for most young children. I remember a former job, I had a mentor told me that kneeling down to your child's height level will already lead to a better communication channel, because you're on their length and you can see them eye to eye, and it kind of puts you on maybe not on the same level, but it just makes you seem more open and approachable to have a conversation with. So early adolescence is typically when puberty happens, the fun stuff. And this is when the communication typically stops because your child is embarrassed, which is why open communication, parents, prior to puberty is encouraged. It isn't such a shock. This area they will start to think for themselves and be more aware of family rules, values, and kind of imagine themselves when they're a little bit older, like what roles they would assume and what potential careers they'd like to have. Parents should really try and keep that communication open and actively try to pursue your child, because this will help them feel safe and secure, along with subconsciously remembering how you act and communicate to later on potentially follow in your footsteps. Late adolescent / young adults feel I feel this can get mixed signals because a lot of people think, no, they're old enough, they don't need any guidance, they don't need parent help. Well, that's not really true. I will say it can be a little bit more hands-off, but I feel that this is the area your child is still developing in various aspects, and they're still very impressionable, and that parenting, like I said, it could have a little bit more of a hands-off approach, but it should look relatively the same. You're still trying to help your child meet their needs and succeed, and just by kind of being that advocate and reassuring and pursuing a relationship and communicating, and communication is key. So yeah, that is my infographic, kind of like an overall description of everything. Hope you enjoyed it. I thought it was really fun. So yeah.